I find it interesting as I sit here and listen to you blame President Trump and attack President Trump, for saying to the American people that he was going to protect the American people, he was going to put them first, and he was going to implement policies to fix the mess created by the Biden administration. And I just find it rich that you're attacking President Trump for doing exactly what the American people wanted. I'd like to play a 20-second recording of a former Homeland Security Committee member. Can we go ahead and play that?
It's hard to
Eli
deny
Crane
reality
just
when there's video evidence rolling in 4K. For years, Democrats acted like this moment would never come, like the contradictions would never catch up to them. What you're about to watch isn't just another hearing clip. It's a demolition. Eli Crane didn't shout. He didn't grandstand. He didn't need to. He calmly walked Democrats straight into their own statements and let them answer yes on the record. Biden claimed he had no authority at the border, none. And then somehow, months later, he discovered executive power sitting in his desk drawer. Border numbers collapsed the moment Trump returned. And then a Democrat openly admitted she wanted more migrants in her district for redistricting purposes. You can't spin that. You can't fact-check your way around someone's own words. If you're done with the media sugarcoating and want the unfiltered truth, hit like, subscribe, and stay right here. Let's watch the full clip before I give you the full breakdown.
President Biden lied to the American people about his actions and authority at the southern border.
He claimed there was nothing else he could do, and then he did more that summer with the executive orders. So clearly he wasn't telling the truth.
Thank you. DHS and CBP fall under the executive branch, meaning Biden always had the authority. He chose to operate the border in the way he did. Would you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Blair, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol protection data released February 18, 2025, according to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol protection from January 21st through January 31st, 2025, the number of U.S. Border Patrol apprehensions along the southwest border dropped 85% from the same period in 2024. The number of inadmissible aliens encountered by CBP's Office of Field Operation at ports of entry along the southwest border dropped 93% in the 11 days after January 20th compared with the 11 days prior, and the list goes on and on. My question is, and please answer yes or no, sir, would you agree CBP data suggests that President Trump's first 30 days in office was more effective at stopping illegal immigration than 4 years of Joe Biden?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Rise, my question is, briefly explain what liberal states stand to gain from mass illegal immigration and unchecked parole.
Part of it's head count. They're counted in the census, even though non-citizens can't vote and are not supposed to vote. And then those numbers are used for districting in Congress. And then in turn, those same numbers are also used for the presidential electoral college votes.
Would you agree, ma'am, that redistricting is a major political outcome for Democrats welcoming migrant caravans into their local communities?
Yes, it gives them more head count and therefore more districts.
Would you agree illegal immigration for redistricting is not what the founders intended under Article 1, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution regarding congressional districting?
I agree.
I'd like to play a 20-second recording of a former Homeland Security Committee member. Can we go ahead and play that?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the.
Thank you. That was Rep. Yvette Clarke, a Democrat from New York, from January 8th, 2024. Her words outlined Biden's failed plans for illegal immigration to gain political influence. Ms. Rice, you wrote on this issue for Heritage Foundation in February of 2024. The article was titled, "Stop Allowing Non-Citizens to Determine Congressional and Presidential Representation." It was a great piece, and I plan to introduce the article into congressional record at the conclusion of my 5 minutes. The last thing I want to say to Mr. Reichlin Melnick is I find it interesting as I sit here and listen to you blame President Trump and attack President Trump, for saying to the American people that he was going to protect the American people, he was going to put them first, and he was going to implement policies to fix the mess created by the Biden administration. And I just find it rich that you're attacking President Trump for doing exactly what the American people wanted, not the individual who caused this problem. And sadly, if you guys don't figure this issue out, you're
Now
going to
that
lose
you've
the next
seen the whole
election as
thing,
well.
let's be honest, Eli Crane didn't just ask questions. He set a trap with facts, and Democrats walked right into it. First, the authority issue. Biden told the American people there was nothing more he could do at the border. Nothing. Hands tied. Blame Congress. Blame Republicans. Blame the weather. And then, poof, executive action appears when political pressure spikes. So which is it? Powerless or powerful? You don't get to claim helplessness for years and then suddenly discover the Constitution in an election year. Crane forced them to admit DHS and CBP fall under the executive branch. That means Biden always had the authority. Always. The chaos wasn't an accident. It was a decision. Then came the numbers. An 85% drop in apprehensions. A 93% drop in inadmissible encounters within days of Trump taking office. Not years. Days. That's not coincidence, that's policy. That's enforcement posture. That's leadership. If the border can stabilize that fast, then the previous 4 years weren't some natural disaster. They were engineered softness. And then the real grenade, redistricting. Non-citizens counted in the census. Census numbers shape congressional seats. Congressional seats shape the Electoral College. That's raw political math. So when a Democrat congresswoman says on camera she needs more migrants in her district for redistricting purposes, that's not compassion. That's strategy. That's power consolidation dressed up as humanitarian concern. Crane wasn't being emotional. He was being surgical. He exposed the motive without yelling about it. Democrats tried to pivot back to Trump attacks because that's their comfort zone. But voters don't care about recycled outrage. They care about why the border was wide open and why it magically tightened when polling collapsed. This wasn't about immigrants. It was about leverage. It was about whether border policy was used to serve the country or to reshape political power. Eli Crane connected the dots, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's why this moment hit so hard.